Senate committee report on the Dengvaxia vaccine mess probe is in, and it comes as no surprise that it holds the triumvirate of the former president, his chief economic advisor, and former health czar accountable for the irregularities in the deaths caused by the supposed dengue cure. PTV Sweden Velado with the particulars of that committee report.
Former President Benigno S. Aquino III, former Health Secretary Janet Garin, and former Budget Secretary Florencio Abad will possibly face violation of Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act following alleged involvement in Dengvaxia mess. It was stated in the committee report presented today by Senator Richard Gordon, chairman of Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, but he identified Aquino as the person most responsible for the mass dengue immunization.
The greatest sin and transgression of Aquino was to put the lives of Filipino children, I cannot overemphasize this, in grave peril. Nilagay niya sa peligro ang maraming bata na tumanggap ito. He simply did not care. Siya ay manhid at walang malasakit. Napakaraming magulang ang nag-aalala, balisa at hindi nakatulog. Hindi sila matiyak kung anong sasapitin ng buhay ng kanilang mga supling. Di ba nakakalata kayo sa mamapasapano? Bali wala, namatay ang sundalo, hindi man lang sinalubong.
Gordon said Aquino was the country's highest official at the time of dengue vaccine negotiations and procurement.
President Aquino is guilty of malfeasance, misfeasance, and nonfeasance. He did not exercise utmost diligence expected of a president when he was without a hint of care. Wala siyang paki. Walang pakialam. He went ahead with the program even if ito na, the trials were not over. Therefore, not complete. Thank you. The trials were supposed to end on November 2017, and yet they were ordering it for mass vaccination.
He said the two separate meetings of former President Aquino with vice presidents and officials of Sanofi Pasteur in 2014 and 2015 are clear signals of strong interest in the vaccine.
December 1, 2015, President Benigno Aquino III meets with Sanofi Pasteur officials for the second time in a year, this time in Paris, and negotiates a discount according to Secretary Garin.
But according to Senator Panfilo Lacson, who have worked closely with the former chief executive in the Senate and Malacanang, it is difficult to believe that Aquino is capable of committing graft and corruption. The camp of the previous president has also spoken and said that Aquino has always demonstrated readiness to answer questions about his decisions as former president. He will also continue to face other complaints filed in connection with Dengvaxia. Garin, on the other hand, described the report of Gordon as inaccurate, which is filled with half-truths, and emphasized that she will answer allegations in the proper forum. Meanwhile, other involved doctors in Dengvaxia mess will also face the same fate as Aquino and cohort, while Dr. Lyndon Lisui might face perjury. This after testifying in the last hearing that he was no longer involved in dengue program when he clearly still was. Lisui was the head of the immunization program under Garin. He was also one of those who went around the country immunizing children during the time of Dengvaxia implementation. If proven that Aquino and company illegally earned 50 million pesos or more from the 3.5 billion pesos budget for Dengvaxia, they will all surely face plunder. Gordon will now have his report signed by fellow lawmakers in the Senate who are also members of the Blue Ribbon Committee. Sweden Velado for The Nation.